here with Vignesh, who heads our DEIA committee. And Vignesh is here to tell us a little bit about DEIA and how it impacts PenPAC engagements. So Vignesh, let me start off is why is DEIA important to PenPAC engagements?
Yeah, I think DEIA is really core to what we do at PenPAC for two reasons. First being PenPAC itself is a very diverse organization. We bring people from across the Penn community, different schools of all ages, backgrounds, geographies, as other statuses and families. So we work in very diverse team, and we have to be cognizant of that. And secondly, we work with very diverse clients. We span the range of different neighborhoods within cities. We deal with issues from social justice to environmental justice, to any number of other important nonprofit related themes out there. So we really work with very, very diverse stakeholders. So it's important for us, again, to be very cognizant when we're dealing with people and organizations from really the diversity, full diversity of the US in our work.
Yeah, and so for a PenPAC consultant starting with maybe on their first engagement, what are some key concepts, DI concepts for them to consider?
Yeah, definitely. I would point to a couple. And before I describe them, I will say we have a repository that we provide to all volunteers, which includes our DEIA statement that we crafted at PenPAC, as well as some materials from different professional organizations that outline best practices, definitions within the nonprofit space that are important for DEIA. They'll even include a definition of DEIA, the different elements: diversity, equity, inclusion, and access. But to your original question, there are two key concepts that I would highlight. The first is unconscious bias. So this is the sense that when we meet people for the first time, we might already have some preconceptions about who they are or how they might behave. So just as a thought exercise, you can ask yourself, okay, if someone tells me they are from Penn, or they went to an Ivy League university, or they live in New York City, well, what are the assumptions that you are going to make now? You've already probably come with a certain amount of background in terms of, oh, this person is likely to be X, Y, and Z. So as we deal with different people, it is important to be aware of our own unconscious biases there. The second concept is the concept of privilege. Over here, I think we again have to be cognizant that coming in as Penn alumni, despite the multitude of different backgrounds that we come from, we do come with a certain level of privilege. We are Ivy League graduates, and we are dealing with stakeholders, with nonprofits that serve a really, really broader swath of the community and have leaders that also reflect that broader swath of the community as well. So we have to be very conscious of how we come across there in our engagements. So again, we're not prescribing a certain behavior, but this is just something to be cognizant of as we interact with all of the different stakeholders here.
So if I'm on a PenPAC engagement and if I was to encounter a DEIA related issue, how would I deal with that? And what would be the escalation path for it?
Yeah, certainly. So I'd say that firstly, there are certain guidelines which we'd encourage you to follow. Those are things like active listening, trying to understand other people's perspective, trying to have an open conversation without judgment. Those are just general principles to try and engage in what can often be sensitive and difficult topics. Maybe you think that someone could have phrased a comment that they made better. They may not realize it, but you want to have an open conversation about that. I will say that we do also have, as you alluded to, an escalation path. If there has been a DEIA related incident, you can email the director of PenPAC, and we do provide details on the contact information here. You can email the director with the details of the incident there, review it. I will say this is very uncommon. Within the past few years, it really hasn't happened very much, but we do want you to know as volunteers that this escalation path is available to you if you do need it.
Correct, and that's Karen Epstein, and it's Karen@penpac.org. That would be the, so, excellent. Well, thank you so much, Vignesh.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure.